Hey guys, it's been a minute. I think the last time we talked, it was right before Easter, and we promised you an episode at the beginning of May. Well, that didn't happen. Life finds a way to set your priorities between work, between a child who is dropping every single tooth in his head. Sleep has been hard to come by, and let me tell you, the last few weeks have been truly city miles. And looking at myself right now, I can definitely see it in my eyes. But we're here. We're back. We've got an episode for you today. Before we get into that episode, this is not our last episode for the season. We will have one more episode, again, because we missed talking to you guys at the beginning of this month. So we'll record this weekend, and then you can expect that last episode of this season to drop on the 8th or 9th of June. It's going to be a roundtable discussion with the team behind Model Train People. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, shoot us an email at modeltrainpeople@gmail.com no later than, we'll go ahead and say, Friday night, June 6th, 9 o'clock Eastern, to get any questions you have in for us, and we'll go ahead and answer them on air. Or if you have any comments for us, any feedback for us, good, bad, ugly, we'll read it and we'll talk about it. And with that, here's today's episode. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, yeah, no, like super talented organists that end up playing at like somebody's random parish, and like I want to find a church. I'm sure they do it somewhere. Like, and I'm like, I want to what is it, the organ choir or the organ concert? I forget what it is that Babe is based off of. And then Inception, or not Inception, Interstellar. Like, I would love to see like Interstellar played live on an organ.
I
Mhm.
believe Anna Lapwood does that.
Oh, that's cool.
If you know Anna Lapwood on YouTube, oh my gosh, she is one of the best organists ever. And especially her live concert with Bonobo,
Okay.
he's kind of like a dubstep disco pop
Ooh,
type
interesting.
artist.
Yeah.
And they were doing a concert at the where Anna Leonard performs, and they happened to overhear her um, playing a song on the organ, and they're like, "That's really good. Could you do this one and that one?" And all of a sudden, Bonobo says, "Hey, tonight's our last night. Can we make a song for you to play with us to close out our concert?" And she did.
Oh, that's
No
dope.
one no one in that audience expected the organs to come on in this last song, and then all of a sudden the organ just pops in, and
Uh,
every jaw drops across the entire hall. And like, oh my gosh, I wish I had been there just to experience that.
that's
Yeah.
Like
awesome.
that, just it would have been so cool to see.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our train podcast. But again, we're talking about something else in the band that's not trains. It's been a minute. Um, if you haven't forgotten who we are, this is welcome to the Model Train People podcast. I'm Eddie. Joined as always by Sam and Dennis.
Howdy,
Uh,
folks.
everybody else,
Hello.
everybody else has the night off. And y'all, it has been a minute. Schedules have been insane. Sleep has been lacking. And personally, I feel
Man.
like yeah, if y'all have
Great.
seen the meme of the orangutan trying to hammer nails into the piece of wood, that is where I'm at from both sleep and everything else. And I'm just happy to be here. But we have a special guest with us tonight. It's Shawn Dyke, better known as Klawndykes. If you guys aren't familiar with him, Shawn has kind of, well, you're becoming a, I think it's safe to say you're becoming the gold standard when it comes to T-Trak kits. Um, he's here to talk about what he does. We're here to just to talk, pick his brain on where he's been in the hobby and where he's going. And with that, Shawn, welcome to the podcast. How's it going tonight?
Going great. Thank you for inviting me.
Happy
Yeah.
to
It's
have
gonna be
you.
awesome.
You have a whole from what I can see, and again, so just for everybody, we'll see how this works out with the episode.
Okay.
We are running into kind of our continued gremlin in the machine when it comes to internet issues. So if you're watching the YouTube version of this, we'll see how it plays out. But for
Good
those of you who
luck.
aren't, yes, for those of you who aren't, um, uh, Shawn is sitting in his warehouse and he's got a ton of stuff behind him. Like it's just machinery and
Mhm.
what looks like an awesome bridge module that I'm excited. I hope you show
Oh,
us what that
yeah.
is here in a minute. But
There you go.
That's
yeah,
the
Shawn,
triple.
That's the
tell
triple.
us about like
Drop.
what's that space, man?
Pardon, what's the space?
Yes.
Yeah, where are you?
Okay, actually, I'm in my shop. I wish it was a warehouse. Trust me. It's I mean, I have plenty of room to get around. I have a nice table to work on. As you can see back here, this is my original. This is my original girl right here. She's 14 years old, and I've been laser cutting and just having fun with her. And then, of course, times change, things change. I brought two hobbies together, two of my favorite hobbies, and hence the T-Trak modules.
Yeah.
So it's 3 years now. I've been doing the
Has it
T-Trak
only been
modules
3 years?
It's only been 3
Wow.
years, and I've been able to, yeah, just slowly grow from there. And my materials have changed. The woods that I use now have changed just from time and being able to see what's available
Uh-huh.
and the best. And I'm extremely happy with what I have as of today for all my modules. But yeah, then back here, this is the one that does my triples, because this is only
Nice.
a 2 foot by 3 foot bed, and
Okay.
that's actually a lot larger. It's a 2 foot by 4 foot roughly. So it gives me room to, well, not quite. I wish that I could do quads.
Yeah.
Actually, I just went to a house. He has a huge laser. I might have to talk to him.
Who's this?
A friend of mine here in town.
Oh, nice.
He has a laser that's over 4 foot wide.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, but that they're a little expensive. Actually, his was extremely expensive, kind of out of my league.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's these machines have treated me well, and it's been a lot of fun designing stuff and cutting it. My favorite is this guy.
The bridge.
Yes,
That's
bridge.
For anyone who tunes in regularly to Shawn live stream days, and Shawn, what you described for Eddie and Sam here, and for those listening online who are unfamiliar with your work.
Okay. The coolest thing is when I suck with hand tools. Okay. If you give me a saw and you want me to cut a straight line, forget it, done. But the nice thing about the lasers is it's always, straight and correct. You draw it upright, it's going to cut right. And as you can see in here, I'm able to literally cut and fit all my angles together. So when you build the module, you just literally set this into the module, and it's ready to go. The bridge itself is based off of Diablo Canyon, and I believe it's in Arizona.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a representation. How's that?
Well,
But
fair enough. Let's
I
see
think
if-
it's awesome.
Oh, no, it's
I've seen
gorgeous.
a couple of them. A couple of them already painted up, and I'm impressed.
I'd say it would also do as a good fill-in for Hawk's Nest and the New River Gorge.
Yeah.
The cool thing is, when you get this, anyone that's paying attention to the show, if you order a module, and if you say, "Hey, I watched the show," I'll toss in, I'll give you the bridge. I will give you the bridge.
There's
So,
an incentive.
The great
yeah,
bridge
it's
giveaway.
I love it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
Shawn. So
yes.
tell us, man, like, what is your journey into model railroading and obviously into this? Where did it start?
Oh, I was probably my son's age, and it started with an old cast iron Lionel train set, and that actually has a neat story. I was living out. We were living out in California, and this is when you could run around as a kid and not stress.
Yeah.
Went to a garage
Yeah.
sale, and there was a box of trains, a whole bunch of track, the cars and the engine sitting there, and it was a summer, so it was like the end times of the garage sale. And I was just, I was a kid. I was just out and having fun, and the people that had it asked how much I had in my pocket. How much do you have? I said, I can't afford it. Oh, how much do you have? I pulled some change. They went, okay, thank you. It's yours now.
That's
And that was
that's
my
so
journey. That was the start of trains. And well, when my dad's like, no, you didn't, like, and so we had to go back down, and it was all true. And yeah, he helped me along, and next thing I noticed, every now and then he'd bring home some track, and I had track that went down the hallway and through the rooms, and yeah, my mom wasn't happy, but it was still fun. And then from there, we moved a lot, and things happened, and so you take a break. And oh, when I get back into it, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I was looking back into getting into HO.
yeah.
And I'm limited on space because I live in a small house.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of doing like a free ball, right, where I could, be a part of a group,
Mm-hmm.
do one module, have some with it, and then join the group and run the trains. Well, there's none out here. There's none that do free mo.
You're in Des
And
Moines,
then I
right?
started. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. And then I stumbled across the T-Trak, and that was awesome. And it just took me there. Originally, I made the modules for myself and the club, and the guys there, especially. Yep, sorry. Whoever fails, he calls. Hold on, I'll call you back later. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh no, it's all good. Hey,
Godzilla.
life
Gotta
must
love
continue
it.
on.
Hey,
Yeah, Godzilla is alive.
I've got my work phone right here just because I am always on call just in case.
Oh, I understand.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I blow people away when they hear Godzilla. But
It's always fun.
yeah, then I realized with T-Track modules, you can literally do it on a folding table,
Yeah.
and then it just took off from there. So between the group and the guys saying, "Hey, get it out there," and yeah, so I followed it. I followed my passion.
Yeah.
Now I call them both my hobbies, but I'm combining them both because I
Yeah.
love seeing. So I mean, you can see I have a router. There's my router, my two lasers, and then I have 5 FM printers and 2 resin printers.
Okay.
So the CNC bug kind of bit me really hard. So yeah, I'm surprised Dennis still doesn't have a
I
to be honest.
I need the space to store a printer before I can get one. They don't take up that much space, but I don't have that much space.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think it's a matter of space. I think it's a matter of ventilation, especially if you're going to grab a resin printer and put in there.
Resin,
Yeah.
yes. FDM, not so much. I mean, unless you're hypersensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. We're all. It's like what? Like our parents had, lead in their water so we could have microplastics and everything else.
yeah.
So, like, yeah, it's fine.
Oh, and don't forget drinking that water out of the garden
Oh,
hose.
I did a lot of that when I was
I did plenty of that myself. So
Well,
still here, man.
well, here's the thing at work. So,
According to
like,
that.
I work on JBMDL, Joint Base McGuire Dix Lakehurst, and like everywhere I go, like even at home, like I will put water under the tap, and that's where I'll get water. Mary like looks at me, she's like, "What are you doing?"
Mm.
It's like we have a water purifier. I was just like, "Yeah, well, if I die, I die. You know, that's kind of my take to it. And people like watch me at work, like with my giant water bottle. I'll go and like throw it under the sink, and it's like, we do realize that we pay for a pure water. It's like, yeah, but this is faster. And again, if I die, I die.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm in the opposite section because I work with a water manufacturing company. We do the giant 3 and 5 gallon water jugs. So I get to take those home for free.
Oh,
And I have a
nice.
dispenser that gives me the hot and cold water right whenever I need it. And so I don't have to worry. And I know exactly how our company does it: multi-stage, no chemical filtration process, ozone purified.
There you
So
go.
yeah, I'm,
So,
You trust your
real quick,
product.
go back to your water dispenser. You said it does hot and cold.
yes, it does.
Do you have a stack of like cup of noodles right next to it?
What?
Ooh,
Cup of
What?
noodles.
that.
Oh yeah. I mean, instant hot water and a cup of noodles, man.
Yeah, I can do that all the time. No problem. Now, what I really need is the one that has a built-in K-cup machine.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
Yeah, because
okay.
I
Now we're
have.
Yeah.
talking fancy stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've officially joined the coffee club as of this past week after doing fill in for drawing a shift of midnight runs. So
Yeah.
I
You
now need
have to at
coffee.
that point.
Yeah, I love the caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
You
so
know,
Sean
y-
so Sean, so
yes, sir.
okay, so model railroading obviously you said is the one side of your hobby. So the laser cutting. So that's not a job like that. I guess I assumed that that was kind of like your primary like gig, and then you just
Now it
rolled
is, yeah.
into. So how'd you so what's that story?
As far as
Like
I,
how'd you get into the
well,
laser cutting?
uh, well, I actually started doing puzzles and kits. You know,
Okay.
so I don't know if I have them sitting around here. Uh, normally I do. Oh,
Yeah.
here, oddball. This is totally oddball, and I know it's not even close to train related. This is one of my old display pieces.
Ooh,
So,
Oh.
that is cool.
so, so I would cut, these as a kit, and then I'd box them up. Of course, you know what this one is, and if you
That's
don't know what this is, shame on you.
that's
Yeah, all
the
right.
The
time
time
machine,
Yeah.
isn't
machine,
it?
yeah.
There you go. Yeah, and
So
as you can see, it's fairly good
for
size.
folks that
Yeah.
are listening and not watching, we have a pretty nice like 3D puzzle sort of thing of the time machine from it's just the time machine, right? I
Yeah,
forget the name of
Yeah,
that story. Yeah.
from the book.
I think, but oh yeah, then I move my camera, my shops.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. Maybe
Ooh, sneak peeks. We
sneak
love
peeks.
those.
Yeah, can I
A
turn
model
that?
train people exclusive.
Oh.
Ooh, I
Well,
already see
hey,
something I
there's
like.
a box car,
Ooh.
but I have a TIE fighter, and then that is chasing a snow speeder that is just in front
Oh,
of it.
that's
And
cool.
they're
Okay.
Oh,
Phenomenal.
that's awesome.
uh,
I need a couple of Star Wars kits like that for my sister for her wedding
Oh, should
because
be a
she's
Star
having
Wars.
a whole Star Wars theme
Oh,
wedding.
that's
So
great.
yeah,
Nice.
everything is Star Wars themed. So
That's great.
and they're fun for me. They're fun to and then the kit, and then it's fun to watch people put them together. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird in its own way, but
Yeah.
especially the coolest thing is like on the modules. When I cut a module and then I set a flat pack, I send it out, and when I give people, well, when you do your videos, it's just so cool to see. It really, really is because it's like for me knowing that I did the base that you're building upon,
Yeah.
really cool.
Well, I'm sure it's
I know.
yeah. I'm sure it's got to be awesome for you though. I I went to the Springfield show back in January, and that was like my first big, big train show, and the T-Trak. And it's just kind of wild. Like like every other one, it seems like is your little Klondike's, your head sitting staring back at on all the modules, and like that has got to be such a cool like feeling for you. Like you're taking like so you are taking over the hobby for the N scalers out there, and
I don't
it's
know.
dope to see.
Oh, there's other creators out there, and
100%.
it's kind of nice that there is because it gives me a little bit of a break. But oh yeah, it's God, I'm getting bumps. Thank you.
Of course, of course. So,
But yeah, it's really cool to see. It is really really cool to see.
oh, absolutely. So when you're not doing this, like what do you I guess what do you do full time? Like
Take care
what's
of the
your main
family.
thing?
My main last few years has just been raising my kids.
Okay.
Bring I sent the wife to college and she got her degree and everything, and she's now an accountant. And in the process of that, it's like, okay, we'll do this, and then I'm going to take care of the kids, and then we're going to figure it out after the fact. Well,
Yeah.
this is the figuring it out after.
Oh yeah. I love it.
I can't. I mean, I've had computer. I've owned a couple computer stores. I've been a network administrator for casino stuff and dealt a lot with computers. So
Yeah.
it all just kind of falls into place, I guess.
It's funny how the all roads kind of like point to a final direction, and like it seems like this is clearly working for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have other people to thank for it. I'm going to look above.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I know kind of like in the scheme of everything, do you sort like are you with your raw materials, are you impacted at all with the changes
Mhm.
to the market with the tariffs? Like how's that impacting you?
No. The only thing that it's impacting at the moment would be my inserts. Other than that,
Okay.
everything else is done it here in states,
Yeah.
which is nice. Um, and the track, I don't think that's another thing that's coming up in the near future. The store itself is going to grow in probably the next month or so. So you won't you go to Klawndyke.com, you're not going to see just modules. You'll be able to see track and then things. So I'll start with track and starter sets,
Okay.
Very nice.
and then hopefully just slowly grow. And then I'm since I'm some guys say scale confused, I'll have more than just N scale on there.
I
Yeah.
prefer Heath Hurwitz's description of it, which is that you are a rubber scaler.
Rubber scalers. Yeah, that's what Sam and I were talking
Yeah.
about earlier. Yeah, it's either
Yeah,
one
I
or the
call
other.
it I call it
well, like
scale
today.
fluid.
Yep.
Well,
All
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is my thing that I picked up today.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's
around
awesome.
and Lucy on a motorcycle sidecar.
Yeah.
It's Lionel
G scale. This is
G scale. Gotcha.
garden.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Great. Now I got to get a
Yeah.
garden railroad of my own.
There's old Snoopy.
Oh, that's awesome. Snoopy on the back.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
for me, summertime is outside. So hence, what else
The
to
G
have?
scale. Yeah.
G scale. Yeah, we're outside.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we're building up. I have a 20-foot by 30-foot area for a G scale layout, and then it'll end up hopefully eventually going down the fence line. And we're gonna do logging and logging down the fence line,
Okay.
and then I have a hill in the back, and we want to do the old school switchback. Where you
Okay.
see like the
Awesome.
shades or the climaxes going up the hill,
Yeah.
shallow hill. So, but they'd have to do a switchback.
Just,
you might
like at Cassinic.
There you go.
Just say you might want to be careful because that might end up being the next tallest point in the state of Iowa, but that's neither here nor there if you're doing switchback.
Oh. We're not that flat. I mean, we're pretty flat. We have rolling hills. How's that?
You do, which is shocking. I used to live in Omaha and like kind of whatever is it 75? that I was a kid and like you just come across and it's like there's like hills in Iowa. It's just like what? Like anyway,
Uh,
that's neither there. Neither here nor there on that.
Well, we can go see. I went from surfing the beach in California to surfing the wheat and corn in Iowa.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. No, I love it here. I really do. I'm not like from the West Coast. I'm actually from up in Minnesota.
Okay.
So this is my home territory.
Yeah.
So Omaha, yeah, you're 3 hours west of me.
Yep. Yeah, my uncle for a little bit used to live in he was working on Council Bluffs for a little bit and dad was stationed out there for about 3 years, so never really got to I was a kid, so never got to explore. Like I have ironically I have some really good friends who are like who I've met in my life in different locations like around the world who have been from Iowa. Salt of the earth people like got like cool like and they always talk great things about growing up in Des Moines and like growing up in the kind of that part of the country and stuff and it's just like yeah like they're like yeah like come on where's the jokes let's hear it idiots out wandering around all that stuff and then like once you get past that it's just like yeah my Iowa people are dope as hell. So if Brandon Ludeman or Megan Suter if you guys ever hear
It's
this
laid back.
yeah. But yeah, to the fluidity of scales, if you will, for that. And it's like, yeah, I think it's safe to say. So Shawn, you are a N scaler by like all the right, like as a primary. I know you do N scale T-Trak, so
Yes.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
yeah. So all of us here are generally
That's
generally
my
N scalers, and it's like, well, it's like at some point, like look, HO is king. I think it is because for now and forever. And you have to if you want to be social, if there isn't an N scale club, like you gotta go throw some money at some HO stuff, and it's I think it builds like an appreciation for different aspects of the hobby, right? Like obviously, like all of us from the granted, Dennis and I think are a little unique where we prefer operations and N scale, but like doing yard work and stuff with HO scalers and stuff like that versus us, which is much more scenery focused, and you get larger pieces in small spaces.
Yeah.
And I think it allows for
I heard oh, I heard one time the statement and I really like it, which is because the other big thing that you get in HO that's a lot harder in Ed scale is a lot more detail. So I
yeah.
heard if you want to model a piece of rolling stock, you go in HO. If you want to model a train, you go in N because you can fit them more easily to your prototypical length. But in HO scale, you are able to fit in a lot more of those details that if you really want to super accurately model a single piece of rolling stock, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's
That makes good sense.
yeah, it's like our
Well,
friend. Sorry, go for it.
I was going to say, if you're like me, the moment I take my glasses off, it doesn't matter if it's in or HO.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would do it.
We're all glasses club here.
Yeah.
but it's
So
like
no, I'm loving N. I really am because kind of like what Dennis said, you can when you can build a train.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and also right now in the hobby, this as in all of N scale history, this is like the cream of the crop era, the golden era for N
Oh
scale,
yeah.
because we are just having so much new stuff come out. Like just within the past year, we now have steam locomotives in N scale that emit smoke effects.
Oh
I
yeah.
never in my life ever imagined that it would ever be done. And now all of a sudden we have it. And it's like, it's just, I am so happy to be an N scaler in this day and age, just because of all this stuff that we're getting.
I will say on
Well,
that though.
feed.
Sorry, go for it, Shawn.
I was going to say feedback that I'm getting from a lot of I'm going to say my friends on N-Scale, like you guys. It's limited space.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where N scale is becoming king. It's no different when you look at the history of T-Trak. It started in Japan.
Yeah.
So
Small space.
because Japan, they have small space, small house. So
And actually,
and
I have also been learning N scale also is actually a bit more of the cheaper side. I If you compare an N scale locomotive to an HO scale locomotive of the exact same design, the HO ones are actually a bit more expensive now. So it's now N scale's also coming out to be the much more cost effective brand.
Unless
affordable.
unless
Yeah.
you count unit cost per or what is it? What was it? There was someone made a joke the other day. It was N scale costs the most per pound because
Oh,
because 1 pound of locomotive in HO scale is like or is like 3 locomotives scale.
Yeah.
So,
But I think
but I don't think anyone is calculating their cost in pounds of rolling stock. So
you never know. There's always one, but it's like talking on that and talking on price points for a little bit and to not steer completely into it, but like Ray Arnott was saying, like in the last episode they were doing, which it is tonight's the 18th, so this is right after they dropped their episode with Rapido. Um, it's with the uncertainty in the market, with different things changing. We know right now at present we're at a 90-day pause with the major tariffs between us and China. Like I think Scale Trains, when they did their video talking about like some of the different things that they're looking at to offset costs, and it's like we could potentially see, your your in scale become kind of go into the HO price point with different things applied to it, and I think that'd be interesting to see kind of how that begins to play out. Granted, supply chains being impacted and stuff, but like you have micro trains, that's stateside and they have a ton of stuff, a ton of nice stuff, but it'll be interesting to see if, assuming that like you have these pre-order, like all the pre-orders that like I have my Berkshire Kanoa that is on pre-order, supposed to be here in
mhm.
December. But if that still, tools and does all those things because of whatever, Atlas supply chain issues they're running into with that. But it would be kind of wild to see if like, hey, part of the tariffs and different things that are coming into effect causes people to shift to other scales just from the sake of availability and then from price point. So it'll be interesting to see as things change, frankly, by the day, where we're going to be in 6 months or this time next year as a hobby.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah, it was
There you
bound to
go.
happen. It was bound to happen. I started
Uh-oh.
talking. I started talking. It was bound to happen. I started talking about the naughty thing, and there we go. Jesus, I, I'm coming
I
for
will
excuses.
resist saying the saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I honestly don't think the N scale community is going to be
as
hit all
impacted.
that hard. Yeah, because when you look at it, well, let me rephrase that. When it comes to the T-Track community,
Yeah,
Mm.
because when you look at it, the T-Track, the N scale, the rails, that's all Kato or Kato, depends upon how you want to pronounce it. That's out of Japan, and with all the engines and cars from there. So okay, that's one manufacturer, and then like you said, micro trains here. And then if I want, to paint is no big deal. I can pick up learning how to do such work. And when my trees change colors and the leaves fall, I can grind that up, and that's my ground cover.
yeah,
So I mean, a different approach. I understand. It's not going out and buying a bag of ground cover. It's creating your own.
yeah.
Worst case scenario.
I
And
think
also, even then, you also still have all of the secondhand stuff on the market. Like
Oh
I've got
yeah.
a hobby coming up next week in my local neighborhood. It's got tons of people that bring N scale stuff. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for a couple of things that I still need. I've got the majority of everything I need. I just need a pair of Atlas GP20s to go on my brand new Motown model, the GP9R shell kits.
I'll tell you what,
So,
the vast majority of what I've got is all secondhand stuff.
yeah, same
So.
here. The majority of it too. I mean, I started with a whole collection of stuff that I was given from my grandfather's collection after he passed away. That's
Mhm.
where the majority of my stuff started, and I've traded in all of that stuff, or well, a lot of it. I keep a couple of his trains on hand, but I've traded most of them in for stuff that I actually need. So it's not like all of the stuff that we have in the hobby is just gonna be Thanos snapped into dust and just disappear. It's still gonna be here. All that stuff we have is gonna be here. Just we might see a few brand new stuff.
Yeah.
Even then, though, I think this is a perfect opportunity for the hobby as a whole to show its creativity of showing we can make stuff did back in the days. It might become a thing of um people will bring back like the kits. They'll be 3D printed. People will make
Yeah.
3D printed kits of whatever and you just assemble it and go.
Yeah, nice.
You'll see a lot of, I mean, I know there's always a lot of people that are making 3D buildings, but I think there will be emergence in 3D printed locomotive shells and freight cars and all that other stuff. And people, of course, making things with secondhand. Well, for example, for me, I have right here, for people that can't see, I have a N Via Rail LRC. And this is one that I made myself. Del Prado in, I believe, either Italy or Spain, just somewhere in southern Mediterranean. They make a whole bunch of plastic display models of various locomotives from around the world. And one of the ones that they made is an LRC. And I found someone that was saying, "Oh yeah, I took that shell and put it on top of a Japanese Tomix frame, powered." So I found a shell online a couple months ago, and I bought it, and it got shipped to me, and I bought the frame as well. I managed to take the frame. Amazingly, the whole shell was separate from the chassis that it was actually on. Take it off, and then I made modifications to it. Made a few modifications to the frame, and snapped them together. Painted up the trucks, and even though the trucks themselves aren't accurate to what the LRC is, when you down to 1 to 1/60th scale, some of those details don't exactly matter. And now I have a working, running locomotive that almost nobody else does in N scale.
Yeah, and I want to
So
notice.
yeah, so it's going to be a thing of where people are going to start having their ingenuity come in. Like even this right here, another while we're recording, I'm also working on this. This is a little plow in HO scale for my buddy, and it's based off of an actual snow plow that was made for the Detroit, Carroll, and Sandusky Railway up in Michigan.
Hmm.
And all it is it's a Bachmann tender frame with HO scale rails put on to represent the weight, and then a 3D printed snowplow kit and a few compressors just to represent the just to or brake cylinders actually just to represent the mechanism that lifts the plow up and down. So, and he made this himself. I think it's an absolutely beautiful model for something that's custom made. I think that I like I said, I think this is the emergent of this again in the hobby that we'll just start seeing a lot more of this, and or people will just start being content with what they have in the meantime, one or the other.
I mean, people are gonna have to be content regardless.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that, one of the things you brought up is the plow is 3D printed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people out here that are awesome designers and can, design stuff up and then sell just components. And with your knowledge on, taking the flat car and the plow, you would think about that until now, now it's like we're spreading the word.
Well,
the
the
all the
amazing thing
new
is,
technology.
well, the thing about this is that's actually what the railroad did back in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
took a tender frame, put rails upside down on it to make a flat platform that also added weight to it, and then they just took a snowplow and used a couple of brake cylinders and redesigned them to do that. So it's exactly like it's basically taking what they did back in the day and applying it to the model. It's that's even more prototypical than anyone would expect.
Accuracy to the prototype.
Yeah, but again, right? Like to quote a TV show, chaos is a ladder, and it's like in chaos in moments like this is opportunity if you can seize upon it, if you have the ability to. And it's like I've had conversations with a lot of people. Shoot, Sam, we had a conversation here, what, maybe 2-3 weeks ago about resin printers and doing your own grand trunk.
Mhm.
I think this is the opportunity. I think is definitely there, but it'll be curious to see. Like, hey, I'm unlike you guys. Like a lot of my stuff is all I have like one or two things that are secondhand, but everything else has been purchased off the shelf. Um,
Mm.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes, right? Like, man, uh,
Well,
There he goes.
well, I love you guys so much.
Gotta love it.
you,
Yeah,
I was still here.
are we all there? Are we all here?
Gray rectangle.
Yeah. Still here.
The
There
three
we
of us
go.
are here. You're a gray rectangle speaking out of the void. Hey, there you
Hey,
are.
there we go.
Round two.
Round
Three.
yeah,
Three.
round
Well,
that's round
three,
three.
yeah.
Four
I
if you
think-
count the one before we started.
Gosh. I gotta figure out the internet. But anyway, I think that might be the gremlins telling us that we might be coming to the end of this. But yeah, like I for the sake of the businesses that are out for the ones that, like, yes, there's absolutely something to be said about ingenuity in these moments where applying skills that may have atrophied and different things, applying new things. Hint, Dennis, get your resin printer so you can start making some money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
mean-
going to be getting one too. I told my dad has a spare one. I told him, hey, I'm looking for a 3D printer, so
Yeah.
I'll see what I get for my birthday.
I guess yeah, I guess a good segue on that. But anyway, before we get to that is like, yeah, I really hope that like these brands that we've all come to know and love, and then like the mom and pop stores on, that are, that we all know, like I hope that they are not severely impacted and we all weather this together as a hobby. Be as it will. But
We will.
Shawn,
the hobby's weathered more.
it has, but
I
this
mean,
is
look back at World War II when Lionel had to make model trains out of paper. We've weathered a lot more.
Weathering. I know about that now.
you do know about weathering.
Sorry, I saw my opportunity.
You gotta
I couldn't
take
miss it.
But on on the future and things, Shawn, what's next for you? Where do you see yourself in the next year to 5 years?
Having fun with train.
Good
I mean,
answer. Good answer.
Nice.
That's what the hobby's about.
That and you know what I'm enjoying. I've been watching technology grow,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see, like you look at your FDM printers, they're slowly becoming more and more of an appliance.
Mm-hmm.
They're, to me, it's a tool. For some people, they say they're toys, which each to their own. But yeah, I mean, I can see the time oh, I like that. Hey, hit print and away you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think our future is becoming more and more. Let's see, we're gonna have smaller businesses, more private. Um, like Dennis, once he gets as a printer, and he takes his fine skills of weathering and painting. Yeah, it could take off to a whole nother business.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Absolutely.
as far as myself, yeah, I hope to sit back with my kids and watch the trains and just enjoy
Nice. I respect that a lot.
and watch.
Excellent.
Hopefully Klondike carries on.
Well, we'll make sure it happens.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
never know.
I love all you guys.
Definitely. And like I was like again,
Because if it
half my
wasn't,
basement right now is Klondike. So yeah, we'll make sure that you stay employed.
oh, it's awesome. And don't forget about the other guys. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm loving it. I am loving it. See, now you got to make room for this guy though.
Someone's
Right
got
here.
to. No, that's too much for me. But someone like, hey, remember at the end of this, shoot that email telling that you saw it. First one gets the bridge
Oh,
module.
Make an order and let them know
I
that you watched us. And
yeah, and you know what? I have four of them. I have four of them already done up, and actually, let me show you real quick.
Yeah, let's see it.
This way, you get an idea
Assuming that
of
the
how well
internet
they're.
still stays with us.
Yeah.
Don't say it, then it will
assuming Eddie's
happen.
internet doesn't, yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty much how you'd receive the. This is the bridge kit. Now the other one's up
Yes.
on top, and there it's a triple, so you can
Yeah.
picture that. But what I'll do is, if you say that you watched, saw this on the show, I'll drop this inside the package.
Nice.
So yeah, I love it. It turned out beautiful as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up on this end. Just before we get hit by failing modem, I think is what the issue is. I don't know. I'm at a loss. We did a speed test before we really got into this, and like I should be, there should be no issues, but
Oh yeah.
New Jersey, what can you say?
Alas,
Um,
here we are.
Sean, where can we find you?
Yes, sir.
I think I'm pretty sure we know where to find you, but if you want to tell us where the best place to get in contact with you and buy your merchandise.
You can go to klondike.com, KLAWNDYKE.com. And if you want to shoot me an email, you can you can go to info in the on off the website, and I'll get them. I don't see them right away because there's days where I don't go down to my office for like 2 or 3 days to check it. I think you guys have noticed that. But yeah, I will get a hold of you. I will return the email after I go through all the spam.
Don't we all?
And yeah, and if you want to see Shawn working away and keep up to date on new projects and stuff, check out his YouTube channel, which
Yeah.
is Klawndyke, just like you see it on the website. And he does some live streams up there, and it's a great time.
Yeah.
So.
Wednesday mornings at 10 o'clock, coffee with Klondike. I don't
10 o'clock Central, yeah?
Central, the real time. Yes, sir. But
If only I wasn't working at that time.
But I talk a lot about tech and 3D printers and the trains and the modules. So it's who knows what you'll get.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yes, it
So
always
go
is.
give Shawn some love.
Then if you're looking for us, remember it's Model Train People at everywhere that is social media. So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Discord as well. Again, this is a Discord with a podcast, not a podcast with a Discord. So come join the conversation. We are currently sitting at 280 people on the server right now, which I never thought we would get to when this started about a year and a half ago. So,
And that's also including all the robots, which we love.
We love our robots.
yes, our 10 robots.
There's only a couple.
It's only a few. Tay, she keeps them in line, but and we appreciate her for it. But so 270, flesh and blood, and one or two people who might be AI, but we don't know. We haven't checked too hard yet. But
we will go there.
Yeah. This was supposed to be our.
We've got some hybrids somewhere.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't look behind the curtain. This was supposed to be our finale episode, just based off of timing and things, but because my schedule at least has been insane. I know Sam has been up at 2, 3 in the morning doing his stuff. So we'll have one more episode after this drops. This is currently slated to release Monday the 26th, Sunday the 25th, Pilsung, if you know what that is, for anybody. So yeah, Memorial Day weekend, and then we'll probably do one more episode recorded on the 1st of June on or about, to release sometime between 9 or 10 June, and that'll be the end of this season, and then we'll be back around Labor Day. But appreciate you guys hanging out with us, listening through this episode and the choppiness of it. And again, it's time to throw some money at a modem that isn't owned by Comcast. Shawn, thank you so much for your patience, and it was awesome to have you on here. I still owe you a corner module that is sitting in my basement, so I will eventually get it to you, and I can't wait for you to have it. But until then, everybody, Shawn, been great. You all have a good night.